ready?
I remembered to record. Yay! Yeah, the bonus. We can all sign off now. My name is Kelly McLaughlin, and I am still letting people in the other room. I am the office manager for IAF Global. So all your emails that you've been getting to welcome you came from me. So hello, nice faces to names. I'm going to introduce to Simon Wilson, who's our director of professional development. And then we will pass it over to Farah Ismail, who everybody knows. She's our mentoring program lead. And Simon is going to speak to you briefly first, and that's all you're going to have to hear from me. Simon, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Kelly, and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you happen to find yourself. Great to see so many people here from all around the globe. I'm Simon Wilson. I'm one of the volunteer board members for Global IAF, and my role is professional development. I've been doing that for about 6 months now, and I am learning a lot. So it's really great to be in that position. And for me, I think this is really important, that one of the things that the IAF is for me is a learning community. I've been a member of the IAF for more than 20 years. And during that time, I cannot say how much I have learned from other members. And I think it's very much about how we learn from each other. So there's a spirit of generosity in the IAF that we are willing to share and learn from each other. And that's why I'm absolutely delighted to be part of this session about our mentoring program. What I've learned about the mentoring program so far is that the mentees learn a lot and the mentors learn a lot. So it's absolutely that mutual opportunity to work together, to explore issues and to learn together. So it's lovely to see you all here today, and I hope that we provide the opportunity to answer any questions you may have. Just before I hand over, I wanted to acknowledge the fantastic work which has been done, not just by the mentors and the mentees, but in particular by Sharon Connor, who was really the sort of the guiding spirit behind this program for the first years. She's done a fantastic job, and I really wanted to acknowledge that. And I'm also extremely pleased that when Sharon stepped down, Farah Ismail was prepared to take over. I didn't know Farah before, but it's been great to get to know her. She's doing a fantastic job, and I'm now going to hand over to Farah to set the scene for the day. Farah, over to you.
Simon, before you take off on your little flight, I was wondering if you want to share a little bit about the endorsed, how this connects, and then we'll send you off to take your flight on.
Thank you very much for that, and I will be staying for the whole session.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really important to mention this, that the mentoring program is part of a suite that we have, the professional development part. And so you may choose at the same time or following this to go for the endorsed facilitator certification, which is, if you like, our first stage. It's about checking how you are engaging with the IAF competencies, and there's also a little bit of a test of knowledge and understanding. But it's really a first opportunity to begin to think about some form of accreditation. Then beyond that, we have the certified professional facilitator. So the certified professional facilitator goes into a bit more depth. There's an opportunity to share your experience, to reflect your understanding. There's also an interview process and a demonstration. So you get to show off your facilitation skills with other members of the association. And that also then translates through over time to the Certified Professional Facilitator Master and the Certified Professional Facilitator Emeritus. So when I finally stop facilitating and decide to retire, I hope to be an emeritus, so somebody who is still very much part of the IAF family. I suppose the final thing just to mention to those of you who might have an interest is the endorsed facilitation training program, which means that if you are developing a training programs and offering them in facilitation based on the IAF competencies, you can have that program also endorsed and validated by the IAF. So that's a little bit of a preview of our certifications. Thank you for the reminder, Farah. I did say I was going to do it, and you reminded me. And I'm now going to hand back to Farah. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Simon. And warm welcome to all of you. I am logging in from incredible India. And I feel the same way when I think about the IAF. I don't know if some of you I haven't met before, but I fell in love with facilitation and the IAF, I think since 2011, and then my love affair continued. Really had so much that I gained from the association that I wanted to give back. And that's when I, offered to be part of the global board, and I was the regional director for Asia for 3 years until 2000, was it last year, 21. And I think the best part of this experience was this mentoring program, because it got birth when we were in one of our board meetings in 2019 in Uruguay. And I remember Sharon and all of us really feeling so excited to offer this to bring this and make this come alive. So I want to say that I feel very, very strongly about this as well. And Sharon took this on and made this such an incredible experience for all of us. And it's my honor to actually step into her shoes and be able to support this this year. And that's really where I am. And if you ever need any support, of course, you can just write in, and I'm happy to be there. Of course, I want to acknowledge a few people before I get started. One is, I said yes because of the incredible team behind this. It was Gerardo who called me first and said, will you do this? And I wanted to take a break from the IAF after being on the board for 3 years. And we had some incredible conversations, Sharon, Gerardo, then Simon, and then I got to know Kelly. And we just got to know Kelly, and this is why you need to be careful. I want to say this on camera, that she is what is gold medal in wrestling in the Olympics in Canada 2020. And she got the gold for the badminton single and doubles and etc. And I was like, wow. So if you better be careful, okay? If you need something, wrestler in the midst. So Kelly, thanks for telling that, sharing that right at the start of this. So here's what we want to achieve in this 60 minutes today. So we wanted to really make it like value your time. And of course, we are recording this so you can go back and watch it later. But the idea is for us to really have a space to look at, what this really looks like, what has changed over last year, and any questions that you have, we want to clarify it so that you walk into this relationship absolutely clear of how you can get the most of it. So one of the things I believe is the onus of this mentoring, success of this mentoring relationship. While it's on both, today I want to say it's really yours, because you can choose how you want to make it for yourself. So we're going to tell you what are ways in which you can make it really a successful one. And of course, I'm sure you've seen all the resources that Kelly has been sending you and that you have seen on the website. But if there's any question that you have, today is the day we're going to really use this space to bring that to this forum. And so before we get started, I wanted to check in with you. Who in this room is been a mentee earlier as well? Who's come in to become a mentee again, chosen this again? So maybe put your electronic hand. And okay, we have Shushma. Oh, let me look at the other screen if there's anybody else. Am I seeing just one hand up? Okay, Shushma, Lorraine, Amelia. Okay, 3 hands up. So we have 3 people who are coming back to this beautiful space. So thank you. Well, we'd love to hear from you as well. And for everyone else who's here for the first time, thank you. Thank you for choosing to have this space when you can develop professionally and really, have, expand in so many ways in your facilitation practice as well. So thank you. So today, here is the focus. I was thinking we could, the agenda for today is really to, like the aim is to really explore what mentoring really means to you, as well as have a shared understanding of what this would look like the roles and responsibilities of the mentee and the mentor. We could also look at looking at what would make this really successful, and what would really come in the way. And lastly, create a space here for you to meet, enjoy getting inspired and meet the other mentees as well, so you feel like a tribe. And I want to share that we've done this yesterday with the mentors, so we have got the ball rolling. So today you're going to hear some really cool announcements, which Kelly will add in the end. So that's really where we are. So are we ready to get started? I'd love to know. Yeah, super. Thank you. Thanks, Lorraine. I see that. So we want to get started by inviting you to just 5 minutes to have an opportunity to get into a group of 3, 2 or 3. Kelly will send you in. And here's what I'd like to invite you to share. One is to get to know a couple of people from across the world. Isn't that exciting? And to share what does really, this mentoring relationship mean to you, and what inspired you this year to put your hand to be a mentee, to choose this for yourself. And if you haven't yet decided, we know that many of you have registered and committed to be a mentee, but there are a few who are here to explore and then decide. So whatever your status is, feel free to share that in the room. And when you come back, I'd like to hear on the chat, and maybe a couple of voices, what were some of the nuggets that you heard about the, what mentoring really feels like, and and why people are joining. So that's really where we are now. And the first 5 minutes, I'd love you to enjoy. Remember, it's only 5, so come back soon. Enjoy that time of connecting. Kelly, would you like to get that started? Thanks, Kelly.
I didn't assign Sarah, Farah and Simon, I didn't assign us to rooms.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Thank you for the reminder, Farah.
You know what I thought your flight, you had a flight in 20 minutes.
No. The flight takes 20 minutes.
It's a 20-minute flight.
Oh.
No. I got to the airport early so I could do this.
I thought you're going to get on a flight and come back, land and get back. I assume that.
We seem to have. Yeah, Sophie's got that.
Yeah, she came as we were doing it, so I didn't know.
No, I'm really interested to hear what we have to say. So, I got to the airport a bit early. My flight's not for a couple of hours. So
okay. I just sent a broadcast message, so in case people didn't get that,
yeah.
Okay. There's 30 people on the call, including us.
Very good. That's good turnout.
So never what people sign up for, but things happen, right?
Yeah. No, but that's a really good turnout.
Yes, it is for sure. And I'll watch the time. It went 8:13. There is actually more that have done it before that aren't on the call today.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's understandable. If they've done it before, they may not feel they don't need the briefing so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I sent the message.
Okay.
Gosh, it's so warm today.
It is here.
My dog that's barking.
I mean, it's really unusual here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in an airport where the air conditioning can't cope.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you have paused the recording, otherwise everybody's going to hear our banter about the weather and the heat.
Well, I think that's all right. Yes, it is the great risk that you pause the recording during the breakouts and you say something not quite appropriate.
Kelly, can you pause that so that 5 minutes? Hi, Thomas. Thomas, where have you logged in from today? Where are you?
From Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yes, yes.
Chanel, what about you?
I'm in Iowa.
Okay.
Close
Oh my
to
God.
me.
Just
Kai,
yeah.
I want to know what that big smile is about.
We just got broke up because the time was up. So I was just in a flow, and then
Oh,
back into
okay.
the great room.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I do hope.
I think my counterpart kind of did a very good job in time management. She just said, "Good to see you, Lorraine," right before you close the breakout room. So I was the one with the mouth open saying, "Hey, yes, it's important," and then she left.
Okay. So I'm going to just invite you all to mute until you speak so that we can get started. Thank you so much for having that quick check-in and getting to know each other. Maybe if one or two of you would like to share what was that golden nugget you caught from that room about mentoring or the reason why someone is there. So, and the others can share on the chat. I'd love to hear what you heard about what mentoring really means to you. And of course, what was your motivation to join this year? So feel free to share on the chat. And is there anyone who'd like to come off mute and share what happened in your breakout? Like at least two people to share. Sophie and then Sharat. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. This is Sophie from Kampala, Uganda. So delighted to be here. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Simon, the familiar faces. So in my breakaway space, I had opportunity to interact with someone I have interacted with from Europe. He's called Bernard Joyce. And so it was kind of a reunion. We've had sessions with the European team. So it was exciting. And both of us are excited to be here. Personally, to beef up my competencies as a facilitator is the reason I enrolled for this. I could have gone for the higher professional development processes, but better to start with the foundation. And then for Bernard, I'll just say his statement, dip my toe into the water and experience facilitation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, so it's just a beginning. He's not been a facilitator. And so I encourage him that to be a good learning space, a good start of the journey. While he's dipping his toe, I told him, I'm dipping my whole body into facilitation. So
I
yeah.
think that's it. Put your, go 100% in, and you never know what you're going to get. So I love that. We all have a range of where we are on our experience or our expectation. And it's lovely to go with that openness to see what will emerge from this. Some of us will be really clear of what we want to get from this. So I'm sure some of you have already thought about your goals, but I would also invite you to think about them, because that's going to be the key in creating that perfect match with your mentor. So that's something that I would like to talk about very soon as well. Sharat, would you like to share what you got from the breakout?
Yeah, thank you, Farah. Yeah, thank you, Sophie. You expressed your thought fantastic. So, see, being a starter into facilitation, because primarily I'm a speaker and trainer. So most of the people talking about facilitation. Everybody says, even a speaker says I'm a facilitator. Trainer says I'm a facilitator. Wanted to explore what exactly is the facilitation. That is how I started working, joining with IAF. And series of events I've attended. The primary thing which we required is the mentoring is very essential to become a facilitator. Even I'm working under two certified professional facilitators as a consultant promoting their product, their program. So to master a facilitator, the mentorship is a compulsory and it is a very essential for that one. That is how I joined with this session to become a good mentee.
That's wonderful. And congratulations. And I'm glad you're part of the IAF, and the journey continues. You know, you never end.
Right.
The learning never ends. So I've been part of the India IAF community, and gosh, I just can say that I read on the chat about the generosity, and that's really what it is. You know, you're constantly building your muscle in facilitation and also expanding who you're being as a facilitator. So it's not just your tools and frameworks, but it's really about how you choose to show up. And like, I feel that's where the magic happens with a mentor. I thought it'll be really interesting to hear one more voice, but this is the voice of one of the 3 mentees who are returning back to get mentored this year. So who would like to share what's your reason for being back? Shushma?
Yeah, thank you, Farah. Yeah, my reason for being back is because it was such a fantastic experience. We discussed so many things, and she was so open. Mentor was so open, and it was like a huge quantum jump in my understanding, and not only about facilitation. I had so many confusion in my mind. Should I go for a coaching certificate, or should I go for a CPF? Should I do this? There's so many things. And she really helped me to get a lot of clarity and the way forward, apart from understanding what is facilitation. So now I want to go deeper, and I think I would like to go, take a book or something like that and look at some sessions and analyze them and see what could be done better and take it to the next levels.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So I guess that, I feel that this is such a valuable space to take if you are looking at growing in your facilitation as well. So I was just thinking, here's a time for us to look at what has changed, okay, since last year. So I want to say that Kelly did an incredible job of looking at the feedback. So every year we get feedback from our mentors and our mentees, and we look at what really worked and what didn't work, and how can we're constantly looking at improving the program. So a couple of things. So Kelly put something. Maybe I can quickly share that from what I read. So let me just share that screen, because I think it'll be very valuable for you. Let me just share that one screen as well. I'm sure you can see this, right? So here is something that you said that worked really well. And if you read, do you see the screen? Because it's blank for me.
Yeah, we can able to
We see it.
Oh, you can. Okay, I was putting it back. Oh my God, my screen has gone dark. Let me try and get that. I don't want to waste any time. Okay, let me quickly read that. What worked well? Some of the things we heard was, I think this is a mentor who said that mentees set such clear objectives for themselves and they work towards achieving them. I think a mentee said the wisdom and expertise of the mentor, the attitude of the mentee. Somebody said, I love this program. Both parties learn a lot. So there was a lot of really amazing stuff about the structure and how it empowered and enabled each other. Sharing of facilitation tools and methods, and really building the foundation in the competencies. What we heard as far as what could be done differently was some of the expectations that came from, can we have more support from the IAF as far as the documentation, and some of the mentees didn't know how to get started and how to choose a mentor. And so, and somebody didn't, and there was a mentor who didn't get a mentee. So there were things like that. So I want to pause here and share that while we looked at all that, we said, how can we make it better this year? And in the past, the mentees could, go and choose the mentors, and mentors could say yes to as many mentees as they can. So you know what that means? Okay. There's someone who's coming in. That means that there could be a mentor who's saying yes to 3 or 4 mentees, and there could be a few mentors who don't have the opportunity to share their craft and their expertise because so many people said yes, and a mentor took on more than 1 or 2. So we thought it would really be interesting to this year to actually invite the mentors, to be able to say yes to take on 2 mentees. And so we have an opportunity to explore and experience other mentors as well. So I want to say that that's one thing we have tried. And in case we have more of you from the association signing up to get mentored, so then we would invite the mentors to take on more. So that's the first thing that we have we're trying and experimenting. So I want to see how that works. And that's one thing. And is there anything else, Kelly, that I missed? That's the main thing that we are shifting this year, correct? Yeah. So here's what I'd like to do. We have given you all the resources, but I want to say that today I was tempted, should I bring out a PowerPoint presentation or just take your questions? There's no PowerPoint presentation, so thankfully I said no to that. What I'm going to look at is start sharing your questions if you have any questions, but I'll share one thing right now, which is the playbook or the guide that we have created to make this like a self-service, but something that will really help you to leverage this experience. And we'll just highlight a few things from that and pick your questions to share what the process looks like. So before I share that, I'd like to tell you that the process is very simple. If you haven't done that already, the process is you put your hand up, you fill a form that you want to get mentored, and then once you pay for it, you pay $100 for this 6-month experience, which starts from July 15th and it ends in December. And the last date to apply for sign up for this is 15th of July. So we really want to keep that intake for this year. And you get into an experience where you go to the website after tomorrow, and you will go and then see all the mentors who have put their hands up, and you'll see that their status will be yes or no. Mostly it's going to be yes until you will read their profile. You look at what exactly can I get from them. So I would love you to go and read, what they're offering, what their experience is, and that's when you make the choice. So by the way, we're not pairing you up, we're not doing the matchmaking, you do that yourself. So you have the choice to go and read, we have about 40 plus mentors and 40 plus mentees this year. So you can easily go and look at, who you want to get to be your mentor. And then you'll make a wise choice of who would you like to send an email to. So you'll send an email to a couple, and of course, if they've already said yes, they would have changed their status if it's not open. But I would invite you to send an email right away, and that email would be inviting for a conversation. And that's when you actually build that connection to see, have that conversation to see what you're expecting, you're able to achieve, and then you make a decision on that call. When you make that decision is when you sign a mentoring contract or an agreement together and send it to Kelly in the office. That is so important, because that's going to help you to get a certificate of completion that then helps you in the endorse if you're planning to get certified, etc. So that's important for us to know. That's it. And then you begin that experience, and at the end of the relationship is when we send out a survey and get to know what your experience has been. The survey is going to be different this year because it's just 3 of you who've experienced it and the others don't know. In this survey, we're going to add a couple of new ways in which you're going to share your experience. Share a testimonial for your mentor who's given his time. Your mentor, his or her time, is doing this pro bono, giving up their time and space. So we really want to acknowledge that. And the best way you can do it is by sharing your gratitude and express your acknowledgement. So that's something we'll add in the survey. That will really be one additional thing. Other than that, it's really getting to know what you have achieved. And lastly, this whole 6 months, we don't want to leave it to a time when, we don't know what's happening. So we will have like a mid-time survey, a conversation that we'd like to have in case you come in and share what's working, what's not working. So that's something we're open to create. Kelly and I were looking at dates September last week so that we, tap into what's working. And another thing quickly I wanted to share was, in case you find that, oh my God, just give me a minute. Kelly, can you just can you just share about the just in case you know, it doesn't work with the mentor, they can come back to the office. Just give me a minute, please, Ben.
Kelly, you need to unmute that.
Yes, if you're having trouble finding a mentor, it's very important that you pick the mentor that suits your needs, but perhaps you're having difficulty finding one. Please reach out to me. Don't wait 6 months. Don't wait 4 months, because it's a 6-month program. Reach out to me as soon as you can, and I can let you know who is available. I will not pick the person for you, but I will let you know who is available and who is not, because sometimes people forget to update their available and not available, and that's fine. But please take the time to say, I can't find anyone, sooner than later. I often hear from people, you know, 5 months into the 6-month program, and you can't have six sessions then. Farah, there is 2 questions. Sushma has one, and Sharath, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I hate saying people's name wrong, but Sushma has had her hand up for a while.
So Shushma, go ahead with your question. You might want to ask it loudly.
Yeah, thank you. And the question was that in the website, there is a mentor's profile button, but when we press it, it does not give us access to it, and we can't view the profiles.
That's because they haven't finished creating them.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of them are still doing that today. So probably by tomorrow, they should all have been done, because I don't want to open it and you only have 4 people to see when there's really 50. Then everyone's going to be bugging 4 people. So it will be up. So just keep checking back.
Thank you.
Yeah, can I?
So by tomorrow, so Kelly, what do you say, tomorrow, or is there an end date for that to get started?
It really kind of depends on how long they do it. It'll be up by Monday at the latest, because we don't work on weekends, but I don't want to open it too soon. And like I said, and only have, 30 people on there when there's really 50, but it'll be there Monday at the latest, but I'm trying for tomorrow or later today.
Yeah, and I would really want to acknowledge you, Kelly. Kelly has been following up with all the mentors so that, we have their updated profiles so that you can have the best available choice, that you can read through it. And we've also invited yesterday for them to actually share really what they can offer. So, so that it will help you. So I want to say we've done our back end work as well. So that's something. Sharath, your next question.
I would to have the freedom to select my own mentor.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that question one is that. So thank you very much for the answer. And this Mentee program, that 6 months Mentee program, is this a journey for endorsed facilitator, or in between also can take that endorsed facilitation? How it is going to be useful, you tell me.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, can you share the second question?
6 months Mentee program. Am I audible?
Yes.
The 6 months Mentee program, is it the journey for endorsed facilitator and CPF? Do we get any kind of inputs for that, or how it works actually, the 6 months mentor program?
Simon, you wanted to add?
Yeah, indeed. So there is no direct connection between the Mentee program and endorsed facilitator and certified professional facilitator. However, it is very useful to have undertaken the Mentee program for 2 reasons. So first of all, the actual learning itself from the Mentee program, we know from experience, has really helped people prepare for the endorsed facilitator and the CPF. But secondly, in both the endorsed facilitator and the CPF, you're asked to provide a written document about your experience, about your understanding of the competencies, and being able to refer to the Mentee experience will be very helpful in that. So it's not directly saying, the Mentee program is the first step to qualify, but it will be useful. And I myself am an assessor on both the endorsed facilitator and the CPF. and it's very good when we see candidates who have been through the Mentee program. I hope that's clear.
Sorry, Simon, you also save $100 because your program was $100 when you apply for the endorsed facilitator. So instead of it being $500, it's $400. So that helps as well because we include your 100 that you've paid for this. $100 always helps, right?
Thank you for the financial side, Kelly. I was just thinking about the learning side, but the financial side is very important as well, of course. Thank you.
May I just add one more in case this is a question that you might not have asked? This mentoring relationship is not to go in to meet a mentor and say, I want you to help me pass the certification. So none of the mentors are going to be able to do that because this is not what it's for. So I would say that if you're thinking this is going to help you in them in directly helping you in planning for it, that's not what this program is about. So so I want to say that if you are on that path, this will aid you, help you, it will expand you, but your mentors are not that they definitely will not be able to probably write your application for you or help you directly with that. So just want you to remember that about why you're joining this program. Steph?
Thank you so much. I have a specific question and then a broader question. My specific question is, my goal would be to work on developing my business. I've been a facilitator for my whole career. That's what I'd like to focus on. I'd like to know if that's valid. And then I'd like to hear what kind of goals people work towards in their menteeships. Thank you.
Thanks, Steph. First question, absolutely yes. Yesterday we were talking to the mentors and asking what were some of the goals that mentees came with, and that was a top one. So I would say that if you're looking for a mentor, you would look for that experience when you read their profile. And there was a breadth of goals that people came, like some of them that you've already shared today, some of you have shared. It was to deepen your understanding on the competencies, to see how you can create a bigger mark for yourself in the facilitation world. And there was a lot of that. And I want to say that when I was a mentor, my mentee came in looking at building her business, and for the first 2 months, what really emerged for her was a huge mindset shift that she needed to actually jump into that. So I was happy to hold that space to help her to unblock from that and, just shatter some of those limitations that she had before she went on to build her facilitation business. And she went on to do that in another country as well. So hats off to her. She really took on and created a quantum leap for herself. So I would say that mentors have said yesterday, and even I've heard in the past, and you'll also see a fantastic video on our website about what this mentoring experience is like. So I would invite you to go there. I'm not using this time to play it, okay? But we'll send you an email with all these resources. The idea is that so this space is really for you to to go to spaces you want to. So it could be, and the mentor is holding his hands and her hands to take you there, and take you on that path. So I would say, look out for the right match for you to achieve what you want to achieve. So it's something that you can definitely explore with your mentor in the first meeting. So have a very honest conversation of what you're looking for, and your mentor is going to say yes, and you'll know if that's a right match. If it's not, feel comfortable to say, I want to think about it and go back and look for someone else. So I would say do that. It's the first thing that I would advise. You don't want to be on a 6-month journey with someone you don't feel connected with. So that's something I want to say. Is there any other question? Is that Steph? Thanks. Any other question on the chats that I have missed? Virginia has said something. Is coaching complementary to facilitating? Oh my God. It's so similar, right? When you think about coaching, the modality of coaching, facilitation, and mentoring as well in some form, there are some like red threads that go in between, and it is pretty complementary. Yes, Virginia, many of us are coaches and facilitators here, and I would say that coaching comes from the space of believing in the wisdom of the client, and that's what facilitation is about, being as neutral as you can and ensuring that you get the best thinking out of people. So really it's about helping a group do their best thinking is facilitation, according to me, and coaching is helping you really have that future focus and create from there. So these are my thoughts. Of course, I'm sure many of you will have a lot more. Feel free to share that. We're going to go in another breakout very soon. But any other question? Let me look. Now, feel free to just unmute, and I'm going to share my screen to share that resource that I talked to you about, so that you can look at. We can look at it together. So my screen is, yes, okay, it's right here. So this is the most valuable resource, I would say, that I would like you to continue spending some time on. This is something that we put together to make it easy. So so what you could look at, I'm just going to go down. Definitely, this is a 6-month relationship, and we've noticed that in the past, you have 6 sessions with your mentor, and I know of some mentors who have been generous to give more time. So you never know what kind of relationship you build, but the whole purpose is to enable you to achieve your professional development goals. And of course, as you see, we would really like to grow our community of practice around the world. So just want to go further down. Some of the best practices I want to share is how you show up for your mentoring experience. I would say go in with it, choosing to get the most out of it, and that would be choosing how you show up and how you create time for this, how you're on time for this, how you plan for it before you go in. And of course, some of the best practices here are, find time to journal your experiences from this journey. That will really help you in the future. Have very clear goals for this every session. And of course, ensure that you create time for yourself after a mentoring session, so you can integrate some of the learning. So these are some things that we've heard, and I'd like to also bring out here. Let me see if I have. And yes, the first session is really about, when you have the first session, which is like a discovery session, where you invite your mentor into a conversation and you both connect. That's where you would talk about what success looks like. That's where you would like to talk about what are ways in which you will connect, what modes of communication will you use, and what your aspirations are. So be very clear there. And let me just go down. Anything else that I wanted to share? Yeah, there are a lot of other ways in which you could choose to show up and expect and agree, but not have unrealistic expectations, but create agreements with your mentor, which is understanding, sharing how you like to learn, what is your style, even having the conversation, how much you want to be pushed and challenged. I find that when I speak to my client, to my coach, I really like to tell them that, kick me out of my, this comfort bubble that I'm in. Let me do things that I'm afraid of. So, I really like to be clear. So I would set it up as well. So inviting you to do that. I want to just share a couple more here, which is where we believe has really worked is using time to create that connection and the bond with your mentor. And it's really about being your word and high integrity, which is that builds the trust and respect, which is what you say you do. Ensure that you are connected over email. You share your whatever you've told them you'll share, and prepare for your sessions, etc. Be on time, honor your commitments, and throughout, being open to the experiences, being open to and having the questions that will really help you to reach your goals. So it's not just the mentor who might ask you the questions, it's the questions you could ask yourself, and choose to listen in a way. So one of the ways that I listen to anyone who I'm really looking to achieve something from is listening for the gold. You know, I know I'm going to get it. And so I take off this thing about, I know that. So some of the ways that you can listen would really make change your experience. So these are some of the things we talked about in the past as well. So I want to actually pause here. This is a resource you can refer to what you do in the last session and how you send back your certificate, your completion, you know, the fact that you both have completed it. So Kelly and I and Simon are here for any of your questions. And of course, even after this, if you have any questions, feel free to send us. So I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse of what that is. We've created some other forms. Kelly has put it up on the website, which is really something that will help you to set your goals. So it's and the contract is there. So you can look at it. I think I've really quickly given you an update so that you have it all in perspective, because many of you are here for the first time. And now it's all up to you. Whatever question, just unmute and let's come into this meeting with any burning question you have that will really help you to leave the session with clarity. Steph, you have one more? Would you like to unmute?
Yes, apologies. Apologies if this is on the website, but could you just tell me what are the key competencies for a facilitator? I don't think I've read that list.
It's all on the website, and
okay, great.
Yeah,
I'm not yet a member. Can I access that?
Yeah, you can.
Great, thank you. Apologies. Thank you so much.
Not at all. Not at all.
Great.
That's wonderful that you're joining the mentoring program, and we are welcoming you to be a member of the IAF. It's simply incredible what you have access. Kevin, thank you. Kevin has already shared it. Wow. Now you already tasted what this community is like. So generous. Yes. Shirley, would you like to go next?
Yes, I want. Because I know that a lot of facilitators are independent facilitator or also the mentor who they do it as independently. But I'm just wondering, because I am working within a company, I'm an internal employee and I wanted to facilitate. Is there a mentor that is specialized in that particular field, or is it mostly how do you do it with a client as a third party?
I think that's such an interesting question. I don't see such a big distinction of how you would facilitate differently within an organization or as independent. It's how you choose to. Let me stop. I'm babbling here.
Let me just add to that. Without looking through the list, I can't say if there are members who are internal facilitators within companies. What I do know is that among our group of mentors, there are people who have thought about this and considered it. And I think, Farah, your point about the way in which we use the same competencies, but maybe applying them in different contexts. I think that there is, I would just recommend, take a look at the profiles, see what you come up with, and then just have that honest conversation with a potential mentor. It's an area which has been discussed a lot in the IAF, so it's not a new question, and I'm sure you'll find somebody who will be able to help.
Thank you. Because I asked this because I feel when I facilitate internally, there's a lot of things that, because you need to still maintain that internal relationship with your colleagues while you wanted to facilitate, and you are trying to bring something new to that company, and that is the area where the most struggle is. And the other thing is, as a facilitator mindset in a company, when I want to enable my colleagues to have that mindset is another area I am interested in, is how do you train people to kickstart and get them to facilitate?
Those are brilliant points. And just to say that in those core competencies, the first competency A, which is called create and sustain, which is about creating collaborative client relationships. The idea of the client is, maybe an external client. If in my company I'm working for somebody, it may be an internal client who are your colleagues. And so again, the competencies provide a framework for thinking about how you develop those client relationships. So they're just such great points, and I'm absolutely sure those are things that can be explored further in the mentoring sessions.
Shirley, I'm so tempted to give you, to jump in and give you an answer of how that's done. What I would do differently is really set a contract differently, right? When I'm with an internal team or so it's really about how you set those contracts. So I want to say that you will explore that in the competencies. And one of the key is, how do you contract with the stakeholders, even if it's internal? So I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And I don't see that there's a need to have a mentor who has that experience or who is an internal facilitator. I can say that all mentors have this knowledge because of the competencies that we bring, and it's a part of who we are. So enjoy that exploration of who you want to meet and connect with. I would say in your email, when you're connecting, do share this, share this in the email right at the start so that your mentor can tell you whether it's a yes or a no. So please go ahead and do that, okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Farah.
Ian, thank you so much. Ian is heading off. I didn't hear from you. Is he already left? He might have left, yes. Are there any other questions? I just want to add one thing I forgot, that this is for the mentors. We've made it very public that you can see who the mentor is, but for us at the IAF, the mentees, whoever choose to bring whatever they want, it's a very private and a confidential space. So we don't reveal who the mentees are. So we've always kept that so far. So I want to say that while you can see who the mentors are, except for meeting here, your own tribe, there isn't any other place where you can get a list of who the mentees have been. So just want to say you can, it's the most confidential space that you can have. Is it best to email mentors? Yes. You could try both. I would say I would do both, but they are expecting an email. But if you're looking for a faster response and they are active on LinkedIn, I would do that as well. So, yeah. So in the mentor profile, Kelly, is there just the email or is there a LinkedIn as well?
I'm not sure about LinkedIn, but there is a contact and it goes directly to them. It does not show their email, I don't think, but it goes directly to them.
To them? Okay. Okay, cool.
We're very careful about not sharing people's emails so that people don't get spammed.
Okay.
For everybody. Yeah.
All right. So, Shushma, you have another question?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
What would be the time frame once we email or try to connect with them that we should wait before contacting you, Kelly, or somebody if we do not hear or get a response?
I would think if you don't have a response within 3 days, because of people's, Farah, do you want to comment about that? I would say 3-4 days, because this is a volunteer role for them and they're also working. So Farah, do you have any other suggestion than 3-4 days?
Yeah, I was thinking of a week, but we know the mentors are as excited, so they will get in touch. But if you do have a challenge like that, please let us know. Yeah.
I did have a challenge last time, and then because there was no response, absolutely. And then I just went with another mentor, and so just wanted to know.
Okay. So how long did you wait, Shushma, for that?
I think I sent about 3 emails over a period of 2 weeks before I decided to try somebody and move to another mentor.
Okay. So here's one thing that we would want to also invite you to do. If you have a challenge anytime in those 6 months, please don't try to do it alone. Our team is here. So if you ever get stuck, don't wait till 6 months and say, I didn't find a mentor, or at the end of the journey, something didn't work. Just reach out to us and feel free to send us an email, please. And many of you are jumping off. So we have like 1 minute. We wanted to use this 1 hour, but of course, anyone who's watching the recording, you feel you have any more questions, send us an email. But thank you so much for being here. If there's one thing that you're taking back from today, feel free to share that on the chat. And we're looking to welcome all of you. And if you were thinking about it, and if you have shifted, feel free to share that as well. And if you have any other questions that I can help you with, that will help you to say yes, you can reach me as well. Steph, thank you. Thank you, Kai. And I have another 10 minutes, so if feel free, we might want to wait here. If you have any other question, feel free to stay on and ask. Thank you, Shushma. Thank you. Thanks, Nelson. I didn't get to hear your voice at all today. Nelson.
Hi, how are you? And I will send you a LinkedIn connection because last time we didn't connect, and I was very interesting, and I got clarified about the Mentee process. So now I'm going to choose a mentor, and I saw that some of them, they are not available anymore.
Okay, something that I noticed on our website is I was checking with Kelly that I think the process on our website, all the mentors are there from last year. It doesn't mean that all of them have continued to say yes to the mentoring program this year. So I was thinking, what are some ways we could, have a new list of mentors for 2023? We haven't yet done that. So if you see a no, it doesn't mean that they have already got mentees, that they have probably not joined the 23 program. So I just want to say that that's the first thing I'd like you to know.
Yeah, my question is, do they have a deadline to update their profile? Why? Because, for example, last week I saw there was one mentor available and is not available anymore, but there was another one that was not available and now it's available. So she's available now. So I don't know if I wait some days if there will be updates or not. So that I think for us as a mentee, it will be interesting to have like a final list for where we could choose from that.
Kelly, I want to say that I could open the mentors profile. You said you could, somebody didn't, but I can go and see it right now as well. So I was wondering how we can help Nelson with that.
I'm going to contact Pike, who looks after the website, all the back end stuff, because I'm not a techie person. I'm going to send an email to all the all the people who have said they would mentor before, and all our CPFs, and just say, please have it done by Monday. I can't make them do it, but if they want to be part of the program, and I noticed this morning there was more on there. What I did is I went in and I made everybody unavailable who hadn't indicated they wanted to do it yet. So that forces them to go in to say, and I've had a couple saying, hell yeah, I want to be part of that program. So more signed up overnight because they are just as excited as the mentees. And what we heard yesterday was they learn just as much from you as you learn from them. So you are in very good company. I love the IAF. I am not a facilitator. I'm a talker. It's a difference. And it's such a great community, and there's so many people, and like to meet, like look at this room, how many different people are here from across the world. Like it's amazing. It's an amazing community. So I will work on that, and give me till Monday, and that's when I'll ask them to have everything done.
Nelson, Monday. You could look at it on Monday and send out the emails, because we want you to have the mentor you want to, work with. So feel free to get your emails ready. By the way, I'm like that. I always plan ahead. I would have the email ready. And so when it opens up, boom, I send it to, So just one thing, don't hound 5 or 6 or 7. So then you'll have 5 or 6 who'll say yes, and then it would be, so choose wisely. That's the only thing I want to say. Any other questions? Thanks, Nelson. Lainka, what a beautiful name. Do you have a question? No.
You answered my question already. I had a similar question to Nelson. So to kind of hold back, because I saw a few profiles. I was like, I was going to jump in, but your advice to wait. I'll wait until Monday and send it at 7 a.m. instead.
I mean, if there's someone on there that you think, oh my, this is the person that would be really good for me, reach out. And if they said yes, that's what I would do. Like I told the mentors yesterday, make sure you write your profile as if you would want to pick yourself. Some people aren't great at writing things, like some people are great at interviews, some people are great writing, right? So make it, it's got to be the right person for you.
And feel okay to try, you know, I mean, you have mentors from all over the world, so challenge yourself, you know, work with someone who you've never worked with before. You never know what that will open up for you. So that's something I would also recommend.
That's a good point. I was wondering about time zone differences, because I noticed that a lot of the mentors on there were either in Far East Asia or in the States, and being in London, I know time zone can be a bit of a challenge. So do you recommend closer to us, similar time zones, or just, you know, throw caution to the wind and go for whatever kind of feels good?
Personally, I have no limits in my head. So for me, I can make anything happen if I wanted. Sorry, I'm just telling you how I think. So I would share that this is something that might come up. Would this work for you? How would we find the best time if we say yes? So I'd be very, very open and transparent. But I don't think time zones would ever limit me if I want to work with someone.
And just practically, if you're based in the UK, if you work with someone in North America, it means meetings in the afternoon and evening. If you work with someone in Asia, it means meetings in the morning. So, you know, it's on a very practical level, that's really the difference. In Europe, we're actually quite fortunate because we're kind of in the middle of time zones. So I think you'd find a way through. Although I thought Farah's answer was much better than mine. I prefer the no limits answer to the boring answer about clocks.
Yeah. No, that's just the mindset, and that's the way I live my life. But I don't think you should follow that, because if the time zones don't work, it's painful. You know, it's really painful. So be practical is my answer. But I just shared how I live my life. So
I'm pretty much the same. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
I can give you my perspective. So
Yes,
it's like I also, time zones for me, it's not a constraint. So, and I like to work with people with different perspectives, even in terms of cultural perspectives. And I do facilitation across the globe, sometimes in the middle of the night for me, which is morning on the other side. And really what I'm looking in terms of a mentor is someone that is there to challenge me, and if she or he works in a different time zone, I will adapt. So that's my focus.
If anybody's watching this recording, I'd like you to listen to those nuggets at this point that were just landing on the table from Leyanka and Nelson. Amazing. So you know how you want to choose. So enjoy this exploration and feel free to share how your journey is, and if there's anything that we could do to make it better, please remember that we are available via email, of course. Quickly, any other thoughts? Like many of you are here, you know what? I love that. And I'm thinking, I wonder if you have any other question that we can actually help you with. Thank you. Thank you, and have a beautiful day, evening. Kelly, thanks for all the support. Simon, have an amazing flight. Amazing commitment to come early to the airport to take this. I really appreciate working with you. Thanks. Judith?
Thank you.
I never heard your voice, but I want to say I just love your smile. And happy to be here. Happy to see you here. Yeah.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed it, and I've been taking it all in. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
I hope you have a great experience, Judith. And Doreen, I didn't hear from you as well. So in case you're still here, okay, she's left. Bernard, I want to hear you before you leave. And Kasha, hey.
Hi, thanks everybody. That was really wonderful. I haven't signed up yet, but I'll be signing up this afternoon, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I probably will think of the questions afterwards. But
do that.
And So thank you, everybody.
Welcome, Bernard. Tasha?
Yeah, well, it was great. It's just a real pleasure to listen to you, and I've already signed up, so I'm ready to roll now.
Yeah,
got all the information I need.
You have the email ready?
No, the email isn't ready, but the rest is done. So not bad,
Okay.
huh?
Yeah, I just hope that you have the match that you're looking for. So manifest that you
It
find
will come.
someone who's perfect. Yeah,
It will come.
it will come. I love that. Thank you. Thanks, Nelson. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.
See you
Thank
next
you. Have a
time.
nice
Bye.
weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.